So this is a map of Syria, and where I'm going to go is into Rojava, which is basically this area here under Kurdish control. And they control a band of territory sort of going along like this all the way to about here. But I'll be floating around here, visiting the various kind of towns. ISIS are up here. They come across here, basically, in a line up here, more or less, including Mosul. So I'll be keeping in this bit.
It's dangerous, a bit dicey. I'm more than a little bit nervous. But it sounds like everything I've been thinking about is happening here. Anarchism in practice. I want to go and see it for myself.
Over there, Rojava, our goal. Lots of Kurds trying to get across. In this corner of Syria, something extraordinary going on. And whether it really is extraordinary, whether it is replicable, whether there are things that we can learn for the rest of the world, is what we're crossing the river for.
In the United Nations, where the future of Syria is being negotiated, Rojava doesn't even get discussed. The Syrian Kurds don't have a place at the table. But something is happening here. I intend to find out what it is.
And here we are in Syria. Hi, how are you? I'm Carne. Nice to meet you. Hi. Spas. We've been met by the YPG, which is the Kurdish militia, the Kurdish People's Army, which has been fighting ISIS here in Syria.
The democratic experiment in Rojava came to life in 2012, when large parts of the Assad regime collapsed in Syria. Can the principles of anarchism, no hierarchy, decisions made by the people, no state, really be operating here?
كو ريجيم جي قال لك دولتي كود خوازن دز دريجي ناوا سوري بكن وقلا برا هبدن يعني شركي ناف خوي طائفي مذهبي ودرخن بيش جبو يكي سياستا كو ما بين مجاري دمشان فرجيو خقرت يعني هري ما تنيد سوري ده شر طائفي بيش نكتيه شر ناف خوي بيش نكتيه هري ممنا وهري مما برنجيه يعني عرب هيا مسيحي هيا كرد هيا جيكو هركس دكاري بو تدخي مشكلة درخي بتكوشينا ما السياسي مريل بيشيافي مشكلة قرت عم يروب هفرة كارك دكر.
This is a communal assembly where the villagers meet to decide their local affairs.
دهم كركي خوا صعاب كريا والله هبال أب حراقة ومحمود قافناتن نهام شنسر تختور بيجنا مزاروكي من خوش دكابن بما حراقان زيكون أم دبي دهم كركي خوا صعاب كريا والله آخر نفس جبا حراقة هبال أب حراقة ومحمود قافناتن
All the villagers take part, men and women, there are Arabs and Assyrians, and they're allowed to speak first to make sure that non-Kurdish minorities are given a voice. Men and women sit separately, a practice that is part of Kurdish society. But women have a strong voice in the discussions.
كرني مدرسة لم شوط عند الدورة كنت شوطين بربج كنت هرجتي يعني بالضبط كفوا تنبيه فين
So this is self-government in action, and here is the level that matters in Rojava. Decisions for here are taken for here. Decisions that affect here as much as possible are made here. And if decisions need to go to a higher level, then they'll go up to the next level of the Legislative Assembly. But as far as possible, decisions about things that matter here are made in that room right there.
Decisions that can't be made locally are made here at the Regional Assembly. After watching a debate, I met some of the representatives.
يضم المجلس التشريعي من جميع المكونات نقلنا 101 من أساس المجلس التشريعي تمثيل المرأة هي 40%. هذا موجود بالمجلس التشريعي. وطبعا نقلنا جميع المكونات من عرب وسوريان وأتراك وتركمان وأرمن.
يعني براستي إما أز ديفيجن يعني أز كعرب دريف بري أز خنا بينهم كعرب أم بيشكن. يعني تجار مخالط يعني أز خنا بينهم كرد سوريان ديار بري أم يكن ديار بري.
Do you feel as a young person that your ideas are taken seriously in the assembly?
First time it was hard on us.
Yeah.
Because it was the first time that we have this young age in the parliament.
Yeah.
And everybody was new on here, especially as a young woman. They see your ideas, they see how we work in the parliament. They take our ideas seriously and they believe in it. Here we are trying to build a system for the whole world to take ideas from us.
I've been in a lot of crappy chambers where you see people sitting like this Security Council, Parliament, blah, blah, blah. This one, although it's a bit shabby, it's kind of the best. And you could almost make a kind of inverse paradigm that the shabbier the collective chamber, the better the democracy. The more ornate and gilded, the more jaded the democracy, the less representative. Some age-old local practices of reconciliation fit well with anarchist philosophy in Rojava, and it doesn't involve the state.
Where we're heading is to a reconciliation lunch between two families. This is an example of the way that the justice system here works, because rather than going to court, these two families have been encouraged to have consultations and negotiations between each other. Hi. Take my shoes off.
The reason for this event was that a man had been accidentally shot and killed. Both families have already come together to settle the matter and agree compensation. Now the perpetrator's family is hosting a meal to show that they're sorry. There's an obvious tension here between the established culture and more egalitarian political ideals. The women are nowhere to be seen.
بلكي الباخ ودي الباوة نمازن أما البامة قلكي مازن شما مازن بو جبر قدشكي فوضى شيء ريد نبرابو سبب فوضى أف مشكلة مازن قهات سريمة أم وبجماعتي أفتشتايها سريمة
Is what's happened here satisfactory for the family?
ما نتخص كاس ما نتخص كاس ناخذ مليش كي بقول كاس ناخذ تعدل ل مليش كي بتشوش كحيوان كي بس كذا وقت مش كناش تجملي خرج ناخذ تبقى تجملي ما مظن وبتنقول توبات لي استلمديش قدر امكانه وين انا مش ما مجبور تكمل
There's a real sense of having arrived somewhere that's very special for me. Whoops. It's like, you know, for anarchists, this is like Republican Spain during the Civil War. This is our Ithaca. So.
Anarchism in Spain was crushed by Stalin. Today in Rojava, it faces another deadly threat.
Hello, thank you.
حتى أنا هنقا جدستيكا يتجي أبوية الجلبان بخستنين ين راديكال ين إسلامي تروريست حتى هذا الدري 3000 شربان ما شهيد كتنا. أجر روشة حالي حاضرنا هاون ببرسل سينوري ملقل داعش سينوري إيراقي أم بقرن حتى باشوري باجاري كوباني باجاروكي سريني بتايبتي نيزي 400 كيلومتر درجة هي سينوري ملقل داعش هي. روش آواجی بلکی هنجی کمی کی دشوپین یعنی هم دنبال امبارگویی کی داره. هر دلیل سینور گردیه چیزایی ترکیه به چیزایی باشوری کردستانی به امبارگویی کی اقتصادی پرمزن هست. و یا جی ریوبرنا شر و نشاندنا شر و پیدا کردن در فتن جبوی شر استانگی پرمزن جبوی مدارکشونه. بالأفخاطي حمي داعش يزر يمن.
Yellow is YPG and red is ISIS.
Yeah, red is ISIS.
This is where color blindness doesn't help.
Yeah.
تواهی هرمین گو دسته یپگی دا کنترل دکن سرانسری سوریه.
This is where we are.
Yeah.
Barak.
أورتاما وداعش عندك كافنجري نقطة هري نزيكي ما أبايا 8 كيلومتر.
We're 8 kilometers from the Daesh, from ISIS front lines. Nobody has a rank in the YPG. They just have teams. This being a non-hierarchical society based on anarchist philosophy. But for a non-hierarchical army, they seem to have done pretty well.
أنا همي جاوينا جي سلاحنا وجي قرناصنا أو مدرسة مكتب. بري حملة ما يداوي ما تجارة قدر دس جارك الدس جبهة النصر دبو وجارك الدس داعش تجارة بري نها
Totally flattened. Shooting from up here, obviously. I'm not surprised civilians haven't wanted to come back here.
The YPG is the most effective ground force in the war against ISIS. It controls about 30,000 square kilometers of territory, an area the size of Belgium, with some support from American airstrikes.
Hi. Don't know, is it okay to shake hands? Yes. Hi. Greetings. Sparse. 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 Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So this is the tip of the spear of the fight against ISIS. They're all so young. So is ISIS in those houses there? What, they come out in the evening?
Yes.
Like rabbits? So are they on that hill over there as well?
Isn't
it the same for us though? I mean, don't they, if you appear at the parapet here, don't they take a pot shot?
The fighters told me that ISIS don't like attacking their part of the front line because they think they won't go to paradise if they're killed by a woman.
I know what you're fighting against, but what do you think you're fighting for?
اشتاجنا نكر راشتا سلاحة يادا ملاتا نكر بحراسنا خو بكت برجارة مسا اف سياسة جي اللي دجي ما هاتا شغل عندن دقوت اشتاجنا نكر راشتا سلاحة إيرو اف راسية اف برخدانية بيجي بيجي ديار كرنكو يعني اوجي تهسير ذهنيات دسلابتارا يا اشتاجنا نكر راشتا سلاحة يادا ملاتا نكر بحراسنا خو بكت إيرو اف راسية اف برخدانية بيجي بيجي ديار كرنكو آرمان جمع بحراسنا ولاتي ما آخمة زماني ما جبوناكو آخمة جرك أملي آزاد شان كان دست بكي جرك جن آزاد بده إجبار ويج يعني أمجي لسر في فلسفة مش يعني أوجي تهسير ذهنيات دسلابتارا يا طيبات هاني بريا 5000 سال جهرتهم يعني ذهنيات اف دجواك ما ده هتيرو نشكاندن
Both the female and male fighting units have taken heavy losses. In this cemetery, many of the graves are freshly dug. Like Orwell in Spain in the 1930s, I'm witnessing something extraordinary. The anarchist ideals I believe in are being put into practice here, and it works. Rojava shows the world there is a better way of doing things.
These people have built democracy, they have built the largest area of Syria that is stable and democratic. It's an inclusive democracy where Assyrians, Arabs and Kurds alike are given a fair crack of the whip. You know, what's not to support? They are fighting ISIS. They are sacrificing hundreds of lives. They are the people fighting the world's war against this horror. The problem is nobody's listening to them. And countries even like America, which is at war here, is not talking to them at a political level. The military have contacts with the YPG, but at a political level they're not talking, and it's a hell of a battle, and it's a battle, you know, I'm glad to take on. I have rarely felt more solidarity with a cause than I feel with these people here. It sounds romantic. You know, I'm not Lawrence of Arabia. I'm just a guy in an NGO struggling, doing what I know how to do, but this is what I'd like to do. This is for me that, you know, why I do what I do. And I am really, 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 I'm really sad to leave, really sad.